Hi guys, welcome back. So today I wanted to talk to you about my Europe trip. About 4 years ago, almost exactly 4 years ago actually, I got to go on my first overseas trip and I got to go with my mother, which is super fun. My mom and I are pretty much best friends. And so this was something we'd been planning for a while. And this year we were supposed to get to go back to England. And for obvious reasons, that didn't happen. But I thought that would be a good excuse to sit down today and look at some of the souvenirs and trinkets and stuff that we got while we were gone 4 years ago. So the first stop on our trip was Iceland. And unfortunately, and I'm not really sure how this happened, we never went in shops. I guess we went in one, but they didn't really have anything that we liked. And we did no shopping while we were there, so we didn't really get anything unless you count food. They had really good food. But, so I don't have any little mementos or anything that came from Iceland. But because of that, my mother got me this little guy the Christmas after we went. And it's just a little shot glass with a map of Iceland and the Icelandic flag on it. I admit I am one of those people who always gets a shot glass when they go somewhere. I don't know why, I just do. I think it's cute. I like having a little collection of shot glasses. My brother and sister-in-law will even get me shot glasses when they go places sometimes. It's nice. But because of that, this is the only thing that I have that only kind of commemorates Iceland. We were only there for about almost exactly 48 hours, I believe, which was not really enough time to do very much. We went and saw the Northern Lights, which were, even according to the locals, some of the best Northern Lights they'd ever seen. They were amazing. And we ate and we slept because that was our first stop on our way out of the US and we were exhausted. What you gonna do? Our next stop, I actually have a few things here that I'll show you. Our next stop was Ireland, which was probably my mother's, not probably, it was definitely my mother's favorite stop. She just, I feel like she kind of left part of her heart in Dublin, which is where we were. We were just in Dublin. We were there for, I think, 4 days, and we got a few things, and I'll start with this little guy because he's one of my favorites and I wear him all the time. I got this little pendant. Just a little Trinity knot or triquetra, depending on what you want to call it. It's just a dainty little necklace. I mostly wear kind of dainty stuff. I don't really wear very bold except for the chokers, and I think that's probably why. Because I wear the chokers, I don't really want to wear something super bold with the choker, which makes sense. But this, I think, was one of the first things that I got when we were in Dublin, and I wear it all the time. It's just cute. I think it's just stainless. It's not sterling or anything, but it's held up pretty well for it being 4 years, so I'm happy with it. Also, because again, I'm me and this is just what I do, I got myself a little shot glass. So just this cute little shot glass that I haven't taken out of the box because I actually really liked the box. It says love, loyalty, and friendship. And I just thought it was just kind of classic Ireland and just really cute. I liked it a lot. Pretty sure we got this at Carol's. We spent a lot of time in Carol's. It's just kind of, when you go to Dublin, it's just kind of the shop you're going to end up in a lot because there's, I think, like 10 of them and they're really nice. You can also order stuff from Carol's online, but it's more fun if you get it in person in Dublin. So much more fun. My mom also got this little guy who, I mean, how cute is this little guy? Look at this face. Look at this little face. Look how cute he is. It's just this little like wool sheep. And He just sits on a table downstairs. My mom really likes sheep. I'll see if I can post a picture on Instagram later, but we have a sheep pile. One of my best friends made my mom I think he's a crochet sheep, and my brother and sister-in-law went to Edinburgh a couple years ago, and they got my mom a little tiny sheep. He's like this big. So they sit in a pile with this one in the middle, so the big sheep on the bottom. He stands on the top, and then a little tiny sheep sits on his back, and it's really cute. But it's one of my mom's favorite things from the trip, so I couldn't not include him. The other one of my mother's things that I could not include is this plate. We thought that this would be just a really fun little commemorative thing to bring home, because we do a lot of like fun dishware stuff. I mean, you saw my tea sets and stuff in a previous video. So we had seen this plate, I think, on like our first or second day in Dublin, and it's so pretty. And Mom couldn't stop talking about it, so I was like, well, we should go back and find you this plate before we leave. I don't know how many different carols we had to go to find this plate again. It just wasn't anywhere. I think it was 4 different locations we went to looking for this plate again, because the first location that we had seen it at, I think they were out, and so we just like traipsed down the road to a different Carol's and they didn't have any, and then to a different Carol's and they didn't have any, and then to a different Carol's, and lo and behold, the plate. And then hilariously, we got to the next city and realized this isn't even an etching, it's a sticker. I can stick my nail under here. It's a sticker. So while it's very cute, and while it holds a really fun story, it's maybe not quite as nice as we originally thought it was, but it's still a very good memory. She also got a pack of playing cards. I think this is a little bit more her speed for as far as like what she's gonna get when she goes somewhere, where I do shot glasses. My mother is more apt to get playing cards. So they each have an image from Ireland on them. And again, they're not like the greatest quality in the world. Some of them are a little bit like faded looking. Like this guy. It's pretty, but it's maybe not quite as pretty as we were hoping when we got them. So the back is just this cute little like lily pad. Little grasslands and lily pads. It's cute. And then the fronts all have pictures, and they're all labeled with where in Ireland they are, which I thought was kind of fun, because it's no fun if you get something like this but it doesn't say anywhere where all of the pictures are taken. It's like, well, what's the use in that? So we never really play with these, probably just because they're more of a keepsake than an actual like playing card set, but they're still really fun to have. The other thing that I get whenever I go anywhere, if I see one that I like, which doesn't usually happen in the US, but I found that it happened everywhere I went overseas, I get myself a notebook. So this one is an Irish blessing. So it's, may the road rise to meet you, may the wind be always at your back, may the sun shine warm upon your face and the rain fall soft upon your fields, until we meet again, may God hold you in the hollow of his hand. Which I just thought was really cute. I know it's a little bit cliche Ireland, but I liked the design. I liked that it was a little bit cliche Ireland, and again, I'm a writer, so getting a notebook is just like, well, duh. And last but not least, from Dublin, I got this little commemorative coin that is currently still in its case. So it's just this nice little, it's got Ireland on one side and then a kind of Celtic knot pattern on the other. It's just really cute. I never really take it out of its case because, I don't want to hurt it. So it stays in its little plastic home. It's kind of hefty though. I like it. And yeah, that's all that I have out from Dublin. But Dublin was a really fun place for us to visit. It was just, it's a very walkable city, and I had heard that said a lot of times when we were looking at where we wanted to go when we were planning our trip, was that Dublin's very walkable. So if you don't want to have to rent a car or find some sort of public transportation, Dublin's one of those cities that you can just walk it and you'll be fine. And we completely were. Everybody was so nice. People were very kind. People were really fun and funny, and it felt like a place where you could just like make friends with people without really trying. I don't know, it was just really, really nice, and I do recommend if you want to go to the British Isles to definitely go to Ireland, because it's so much fun. It's beautiful, and they have a lot of really fun stuff you can do. We went to the Guinness storehouse and poured our own perfect pint, which, how do you go to Dublin and not do that? And here's the funny thing. I don't like Guinness in the States. I just don't like it. I think it's a little bit too strong. I don't really like stouts. But that one in Dublin was so good that I could very happily drink that much more frequently. So Dublin is better if you're in Ireland. Who knew? The next stop on our trip is definitely the one that I have the most little trinkets from, and that was London. So again, shot glasses. These guys are of the London Underground. So they've got the Underground map. And then I think it was a pack of 4, so I had more of them, but one says Mind the Gap and one says Underground, and it's the logo symbol thing. But it's really fun to have these because it literally has most of the routes that we took on it. And I can tell you where a lot of stuff was. A lot of the time we stayed by Paddington, which is here, and we would take the circle, and we would take the circle down, and we would go to Embankment, which is down here, and mess around by the river over there, because Westminster's over here, and St. James's Park and everything. We also went to Kensington. We did a lot in London. We were there for, I think, a week. I think we were there for 7 days or 6 days, something like that. And we did so much while we were there. But the one thing that I really take away for, at least travel-wise, is a lot of the things that you want to go see in London are right next to each other. So you really shouldn't bother taking the Underground, because you can walk there in the same amount of time it'll take you to go down into the Underground, get on a train, and get over there. So it really makes more sense in a lot of ways to just walk it, because you get to see so much more of this city, and you get to really experience London that way. And because I really, really enjoyed all of the Underground stuff with Mind the Gap between the train and the platform, I also got myself this little guy. It's metal. I haven't decided what I want to do with it. I know it's been 4 years and I still haven't decided what I want to do with it. So I've just kind of been displaying it in my bedroom and just stand it up or something. But yeah, it's just really cute. It was just funny to me every single time that I heard, please mind the gap between the train and the platform. And I do a decent English accent. If I'm really trying and I'm not soft-spoken, I'm probably better at it. But sometime I will show you. So again, me and my notebooks, I found this one from London that I'm pretty sure was made in China, but it's so pretty. And it says London on it, and it's got Big Ben. And the really cool thing was we got to go and see Big Ben before they started working on it. So we got to actually go and take some really good shots of Big Ben and hear him chime and everything. It was great fun. I honestly, in some ways, I'm excited to get to go again when Big Ben is done so that we can see him again for real. On the first day that we were there, we went to the Tower of London, which if you haven't been to London before, you have to do the Tower, especially if you're a history buff like me or a history nerd when it comes to England. You have to go there, and then you have to go to Borough Market, which is what we did. And we got tea, and yes, we have kept the tea box for 4 years. We couldn't throw it away. We almost threw it away this summer, and then didn't. Obviously the tea is gone. We did drink the tea, but the box lives on. We got at Borough Market this masala chai. When we were there, we stayed in our own flat. So we had a little kitchenette and everything so we could make tea. So we got ourselves some tea, we got some cheese, we got, I think we got venison, just little like venison jerky. We got pears, we had all sorts of delicious food, and we ended up just eating like charcuterie for breakfast every day we were there because why not? And because we had spent all this time and money at Borough Market getting all these little snacks. So that way it saved us some time and money when it came to breakfasting because we could just eat the little munchies that we had gotten at Borough Market. And the next thing is again a plate because Mom had gotten the plate in Dublin, and so she thought getting something in London would also be a good idea. So we got this one, which was, according to the back, at least designed in England, so that's a step in the right direction. It's just a really cute design. Got the red phone box and Big Ben. Very London, very England. Yeah. Just really fun. We didn't spend a whole lot of time in souvenir shops in London. We did a lot in Dublin, mostly trying to find that plate, oddly enough. But in London, we spent more time going to like Kensington Palace and going to see Buckingham and Kensington Gardens and Hyde Park and all sorts of places like that, and then doing like actual shopping. So at this point, I consider this a souvenir. I know we have L'Occitane here, but I got this perfume because the whole thing in England is that the Queen smells like roses. And everybody smelled like L'Occitane rose. Everybody was wearing, well, at least the women, as far as I know, would wear L'Occitane roses. So my mom and I both, or each, got some perfume and some hand lotion from L'Occitane that was rose scented, and I still have some left, and I've gotten to the point that I'm kind of like rationing it. I know I could get more and it wouldn't be a big deal, but the bottle wouldn't be bought in London. Okay? It wouldn't. It'd be bought here and it wouldn't count. So I haven't done it. I haven't sprung for more, and I know it's only like halfway gone, but I have begun to ration this perfume because I really like it. I love it. In fact, we also went to this shop that unfortunately no longer exists, which really sucks because it was a really fun little jewelry store called Cadenza. And it was stones from Swarovski, but set in fashion jewelry. So I have these really pretty blue gems. See if it'll load, it'll focus nicely there. Really pretty blue gems set in gold. And it's costume jewelry, so it's not like it's super snazzy or anything, but they're really pretty and they're really fun. It was a really fun store because everything looked like it was in these super fancy display cases. But when we walked in, one of the people working in the shop was like, "Oh, you can touch anything." Just like reached in to one of the displays. There was no glass on the displays. It was all set up so that you could take out whatever jewelry, you could play with it, you could try it on. It was really, really fun, and I really liked the concept of it. The other ones that I got from them, I got 2 pairs of earrings. The other ones are these little guys. These are just little studs. And it's a spike. So the little one is the front, and then the big one is the back to the earring. So it's just like this little spike that sticks through your earlobe. It's just really, really cute. And I liked the packaging. They come in these nice little boxes. And then on the inside, there's a little pouch that has your jewelry in it. It was really, really nice because it seemed very high-end, but the prices weren't ridiculous. And the jewelry was just super, super pretty. We had been really looking forward to getting to go back, and then were incredibly disheartened when we found out that they had closed. But what you gonna do? So last but not least, from London, when we were there, it was the year of the Queen's 90th birthday. So we went to the Buckingham Palace gift shop, and we got some stuff to commemorate that because the Queen's birthday is also like really close to my mom's. So that was just like extra fun for her. So she got this cute little tea towel. That's got it's got the commemorative note for the Queen's birthday. It's from the Royal Collection. And it's really pretty. We've had it just in storage for a while. I think we might actually display it now that I've pulled it out for this video. So she got that, and then I have a mild obsession with small boxes. I don't know how the obsession with boxes began, but I just love them. I love little tiny boxes, and they had a little tiny box. A little tiny commemorative box for the Queen's birthday. And I couldn't not get it. I mean, look at this thing. Look at how cute this is. But the fun thing is that they didn't make very many of these things. They made 500 of these, and they mark on the back what number you got. I got number 220. And then my mom got something really cool. So my mom got the commemorative teapot. Because again, my family, we just love tea, and we love England, and so it was the logical thing to get. But she also got number 220. And the lady at the shop was really shocked that that had happened. I think there were only a few left of the teapot. Or there were a few left of the box, I'm not really sure. One of them there were only a few left of. And she was asking us if we wanted a specific number, because some collectors will look for a specific number, because that's what they always go for. And we weren't really, we just wanted the items. But then she found that they had the same number in each one, and she was like, this never happens. I don't know how this happened, but we have the same number. So that was just a really cool and really fun thing to get to do, and to get to be like, we have the same item number kind of thing. So this one, I think they made 750 of the pot. And it's just beautiful. It's so ornate and lovely, and just, I'm really hoping that we display it now, because it really is. It's such a collector's item, as is my box. My little box. Both collector's items, but the teapot's a little cooler, I'll give you that. I really wanted the box, so I got the box. But the teapot is really, really nice, and I'm hoping that we do end up displaying it soon, because, I mean, it's so pretty. Look at it. Look how pretty it is. And so, London, I believe that was either on our last day or our second to last day, and it's really nice if you go to London and you go to one of like the Royal Collection shops. You can ship stuff from there back into the States, and it's a set size, it's a set amount per the size of the box. So we were actually able to fit the teapot and my little box, and I think the tea towel as well, and maybe one other thing, in the same box. So we didn't have to pay a ridiculous amount to get everything sent back. It wasn't like we had to ship everything separately and get it all done ourselves. They just, you give them your address and they send it. They deal with all of this stuff. You just pay them the flat rate for the box size, which was really, really nice. I really liked how they did that, and I would highly recommend shopping at any of those stores. But we have one more stop to look at. So last but not least, we went to Paris. And after London, I have to say that Paris was not as much fun as we had hoped. We had hoped that it would be we had hoped it would be as much fun as everybody in the movies makes it out to be. And it just wasn't. And I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that my family just really likes Britain and England, and I don't know very much about France or Paris. I don't know much about it in general. So while we had fun in Paris, it wasn't as much fun as England, as London. So I don't have as much from Paris. I have a few things. And the first and foremost is, of course, the standard shot glass. And I couldn't find one that was made in Paris, or even one that was designed in Paris. So I just found a really cute one that looked very Parisian. It's got like the tea and the Eiffel Tower, coffee rather, and little croissants. It was just cute. I liked it, so I went with that one. I also, of course, found myself a little notebook. It's just a map, Paris on it. Map on both sides, just some basic paper. I liked that it had the little detail on the bottom here. I thought that was cute. And after getting notebooks in both Dublin and London, I couldn't not get a notebook in Paris. So there we are. We also, this one is kind of amusing, we have from good old 2016 a bar of chocolate. My mom had bought this, and we could not convince ourselves to actually eat it after we brought it home. It was just, but it's so sentimental. How do we eat it? So we're probably not going to ever, and it expired in 2017, so probably not a great idea to eat it at this point. But it is just kind of fun to say, I have some chocolate from Paris. So that's going to be a fun keepsake for us for a while. And then these last couple things that I have were actually made in France. And I think they're supposed to be little ashtrays. But I just thought it was cute. I thought it was really cute. Mine's got the Eiffel Tower on it. And my mom's has a very similar picture, but it's a different shape. Hers is rectangular, and I'm not going to tilt it too much because it's full of rocks. When we were gone, when we went to Versailles, when we were in Paris, my mom's shoes had a great deal of wide tread on them, and they caught all these rocks. And we thought we had gotten most of them out. And then I think just walking around the city and finding a few more parks on our last day, by the time we made it back to New York City and got to our hotel, discovered all these little Parisian rocks in her shoe, and we couldn't get rid of them. It just didn't seem right. It was just kind of fun that we had this little thing of rocks from Paris. It was just kind of this silly little commemorative thing that we brought rocks home with us from overseas in my mother's shoes. Anyway, it was a really fun trip. I was so looking forward to getting to go to England again this year, and to not be able to do that it's been difficult. I know that there are a lot of other things that are probably more difficult than that, but I have a bit of wanderlust in me. I like traveling. I like being able to go out and do stuff. And to not be able to go to England this year, I just really wanted to be able to share something of my adventuring with you guys so that I can look forward to next time even more. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I hope that when this is all over, we'll all get to go out and collect more silly trinkets like rocks in the tread of a shoe or 2-cent euro coins that you accidentally try to spend at Barnes & Noble when you come back. I hope that we all get to have more adventures like that next year and in the years to come. And I look forward to getting to share those adventures with some of you along the way. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know what your favorite of my souvenirs is. I'm not... Okay, so the box obviously takes the cake. Like, it's a little box, and it's for the queen. Like, obviously that's going to be my favorite thing ever. But aside from that, I don't know what is my favorite, and I would love to know what you guys thought was the funnest thing that we brought back, or the funnest thing that I mentioned us doing. So thank you guys again so much for watching all the way to the end, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!